What's up, everybody? Masters. Today I wanted to talk about a few things that kind of cover some things I mentioned in my last few videos about creating your own reality, shifting into your preferred reality. And I wanted to share and felt it was necessary to share some of the tools and techniques that I use so that you can utilize them, modify, you know, do whatever it is that you feel necessary to help create that preferred reality and help you shift into these parallel realities that really already exist. And some of the things that you can do to make this happen and make your dreams come true by following your heart and trusting who you are and just being yourself. And so tools and techniques that I use, it's kind of before I go into that, it's kind of an effortless process. You just kind of apply these things and then you act on them as they come up. It's not something really it's almost an unconscious process at this point, which is great for me and amazing. And if you want to consciously know how to do these things and shift into that reality, I've got a few things here that may help. Like I said, you can take these things, leave them, use them, modify them to fit your persona, however it works best in your reality, because it's all about you and yours. And you see, I'm doing what I do just by being myself. And I'll start off with one tool that you can use is compassionate action. And what that means is really following your heart and acting on a certain thing, whether it be small or big. It doesn't even have to be this huge dramatic shift in your life. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to leave the person you're unhappy with, unless that's necessary. But you need to take action on certain things because it's the action that actually shifts you into each reality. It's the motion. It's the shifting of your consciousness that creates the motion and the shifting of the realities. Even though you're doing this billions of times per second, nanoseconds or whatever that's called, you can make a choice. You still have free will, and you can guide yourself in the direction that you want to go, rather than feel like a victim as to what you see on your exterior reality or what you're experiencing from your outside circumstances. You're kind of working backwards if you're working it that way. Oh, this happened, so I have to feel this way. That's you're working the mechanism backwards, and you need to be true to yourself and just be yourself. And there's nothing wrong with who you are. Everyone's unique. Everyone is an individual. You have your own uh, perspective on life, your own reality. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here in the first place. So compassionate action, just take small steps to move into that preferred reality. Um, you know, for example, I took action on starting a YouTube page. I took action on starting a Facebook group, and and you just start small. It doesn't have to be, oh, I have a YouTube page and now I'm going. I was definitely nervous at first. I had a fear, I had a doubt in myself, but I had to go through that process. And once I did and came out on the other side and put out my first video, you feel so good, and you look back and you say, that I didn't really. I The fear was there, but it was almost necessary that I had to go through that. And you just want to take action, really, to shift into the preferred reality that you're looking for. Another tool or technique that I utilize is redefining. Anything can be redefined. Everything is meaningless in our exterior. Everything is meaningless. You can, and you see this every day. You have one circumstance from different perspectives, and everyone has a different feeling about it. Everyone has a different experience from the one thing. That should be a clue to you that everything is meaningless. Meaningless. There's no built-in meaning to anything. And so what you can do is, if you're experiencing something you don't prefer, redefine it. You can redefine it in any moment that you choose. So that's another tool that you can utilize to help you shift into a more preferred reality. And then the last one I have is utilizing what my first video was about, the 13th step, and just knowing that any change is a complete and total change. So you make a small change here, you can completely understand and know. You don't even have to understand, just know that you're in a total different reality. You're a total different person. You're having a total different experience than you had prior to that moment. And that's all it takes. It's really all it takes. It doesn't have to be these strenuous things like, oh, I have to go through this long process or anything like that. It can be as easy as you want it to be, or it can be as difficult as you want it to be. It's really up to you. Utilize your free will. Recognize that you always, always, always have a choice. Always, always, always. Choose what you prefer, and if there's something you don't prefer, let it go. Let it go, or redefine it into something you do prefer, because just by doing that, or just by following a small action in the direction that you do prefer it to go, you are already setting in motion for that reality to come into experience. And so those are 3 steps that I personally use. At this point, I have been doing these things for months now. As long as I can remember, I've been learning about these things for a couple years now. I've finally started to apply them in my reality. And I think that's a very important thing. You don't want to just take in information and then let it swish around and not doing anything with it. Start to apply what you're learning. Start to apply these insights, these teachings, whether it be from Abraham Hicks, Bashar, Cryon, whoever you're learning from. There's tons of teachers out there, including yourself. And if you put yourself out there and share your experience and share your perspective, it only benefits everyone. So don't hold back. Don't hold yourself back. Put yourself out there. No one, you can't please everyone. So no matter what you do, someone might have something to say that they don't like about it, but that's exactly what you put yourself out there for. So they can experience what they do and don't prefer. And by holding back, all you're doing is kind of perpetuating maybe a reality that you don't prefer. So put yourself out there, have compassionate action towards things you do want, redefine the things that you don't want, and you're always shifting. So just realize that any small change that you're making, you've already shifted towards the direction that you prefer to be in. And so that's all I have for today. Thanks for listening. My unconditional love to each and every one of you, and I'll see you soon.